Hello everyone, I'm George Taylor from ImagiNERDing, and I've got one of the biggest theme park books I've ever seen. Don't forget to subscribe to ImagiNERDing so you can get updated whenever I release new videos about theme parks, weird Disney history, theme park books, or any other videos. As I mentioned, I've got one of the biggest theme park books ever released. I need to grab this, hold on. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, book is 1/3 the size of an ImagiNERD or something like that. I'm not really sure. This is a gigantic book. Obviously, it's about Cedar Point, and I've got some friends that are big fans of Cedar Point. Told me when this book was coming out there was a special release through the National Amusement Park Historical Association, but I grabbed a copy with the special cover. This thing is massive. I have not even opened this book just yet. I'm so excited. I've been to Cedar Point just twice, had some other plans to go this summer. Unfortunately, with the pandemic outbreak, a lot of those plans have changed. But I'm excited to crack this book's spine. Haven't opened it yet. Took it out of the box, unwrapped the plastic, and weighed it. This thing is massive. But I think if you're a fan of Cedar Point, you're going to definitely want to check this book out. So let's take a look. All right, everyone, I'm very excited to take a look at this book. But before we get started, I had a question from a reader, from a viewer, whatever you want to call him, asking how big this was and how did it compare to the Mark Davis book. Well, as you can see, it's about 2 Mark Davis books, which is pretty crazy because the Mark Davis books were huge. This book is bigger. It's about the same thickness, but it is much, much bigger. I am so excited for this book. Let's take a look at it. Sandusky, Ohio, Cedar Point, rolling through the years. A Cedar Point Atlas Chronology, 150 years, 1870 to 2020. Insane. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Just love the different logos. Fantastic. The book, hold on. I'm not looking at the back. 390 pages. Ooh, this is a long book. Wow. That's a gorgeous photo. Now I see why they made the book so large. Makes sense. Oh, look. Ken Miller, the author, signed it and dated it. I have number 667 out of 1,000. Interesting. So it's from 1870 Publishing Group. Reach out to them if you have an interest. Hopefully you're going to like this. Rolling through the years. All right. We'll take a look at a few pages at the front and then jump through it because this is going to take a long time. All right, so table of contents up in the corner, acknowledgments, credits, geography of Cedar Point. Ah, very cool. Oh, man. I do love postcards. Wow. Talk about the Cedar Point Beach, one of the first things. Well, wow. Look at the signs, the historical markers that are in the park as well. So many from the American coaster enthusiasts as well as historical markers and then the ones that Cedar Point put out themselves. Wow, I'm going to enjoy this. Okay, awards and recognitions. Well, multiple pages of awards. All right, let's get into it. All the ferries and all the boats that took you. Wow. Oh my gosh, there were several pages of these. Dang. So it looks like it gives you the type, when it ran, the last run. Some of these only last a year or two. The length. Okay. Good statistics on these. Jump ahead. Nice. Okay. Once we get into the meat of it, I think I'm going to start skipping ahead. Former rides. This is great. So it gives you the opening year, when closing, if they knew, sometime after 42, 1960, the duration, the capacity, who made it, the location. This is cool, cool, cool. Gosh, I wish I could have experienced earthquake. All right, jumping ahead. So different scripts it looks like. Oh, this artwork is crazy. And the photographs, look at that. The rotor, the bottom. Okay. I can't wait to find out where they got all these photographs from. Dang. This is so cool. Look at that drawing. This is wonderful, guys. This is absolutely crazy. This is amazing. I don't know how long this person took to do this, because this is a work of love and passion. Information about the Cedar Point and Lake Erie Railroad, all the engines when they were built. Jumping ahead, the switchback. Oh, so we must be in the coasters. Yeah. Wow. So history of the coasters. Oh, and some of the rides too, not just coasters. Although there are a lot of coasters here. I can't wait to get a better look at this. Gosh, I've always wanted to try one of the jumbo jets. The Schwarzkopf jumbo. Okay, I know, I'm going to keep moving. Wow. I want that poster. Okay. This is amazing. I keep saying that. You really don't understand. This is large, and the photos are fantastically sized, if I can say that. Maverick is a great coaster. Okay. When they open up Steel Vengeance. Oh. These images. I mean, some of this artwork looks like, Disney had its hand in. I know they didn't. Don't take that for what it is. I'm just saying that it looks like a lot of the same artwork that Disney had been doing. I'm just smiling ear to ear. This book is awesome. All right, moving ahead. Oh, so getting into their Halloween nights, which I've never really done that. That scares me too much. Hollow Weekends. Frontier Trail, Frontiersman. Look at a lot of different photographs from inside restaurants and places. Wow. Those are great graphics and great images of these restaurants. Okay, so Cedar Point had its own marina, which is one of the cool things about it. You could dock your boat. You had your own entrance to get in. You could buy your ticket. You could leave your boat, sleep here. How cool is that? Here we got information about the Hotel Breakers. Visited, would love to stay there. Maybe someday when this pandemic is over. Wow, look at that full page spread. So did you knows? Oh, I can't wait to read this. I really can't wait to, I like showing you guys these books, but at the same point, it's like a Cedar Point personalities. Wow. It's sort of like it gives me some spoilers. I hate spoilers. But, I just wanted to do this video so you guys could see this book. Timeline, a chronology. I know I'm jumping back. Before Cedar Point started, so the first entry there is at 1718. Yeah, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, starts at 1718, goes up through a handful of decades until 1870 is sort of when it became an amusement area, but that's not the right term. It's not the right term. Yeah, decade by decade, it looks like it's going through. Gosh, look at these images. Whew. Loving this. Absolutely loving this. Advertisements, posters, bills, newsletters. Oh, just information from newspapers and newsletters and things like that. Advertisements. I can't imagine the amount of research and time that went into this. I mean, Walt Disney World, one of my fascinations has only been open not quite 50 years, and there's a lot about Walt Disney World. This is Cedar Point. This is crazy. So looking at Cedar Point and thinking about it, there's the causeway. That was there was no way to get there by motor transportation until they built the causeway. So you had to use the ferries. That's where there were so many ferry boats we saw earlier. Gosh, look at this, 1960. So you've got overhead aerial shots. You've got maps, advertisements. Oh, this is why the book was printed so large, so they could put these maps. Yeah, Cedar Point had a monorail. Did you know that? You do now. Oh my gosh. I'm stunned. Old advertisements for rides and attractions. All right, let's skip ahead a few more. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. So if you've never visited Cedar Point, I really do urge you. I've only been to Cedar Point twice. Was planning to go soon for CoasterCon. I'm sorry, I get those confused. I think Coaster Mania is the one at Cedar Point. But of course, we've had to cancel those plans. Was going to go on a field trip with my son's school, his band. That got canceled. So I love Cedar Point. If you have not had a chance to go, I mean, I've only been twice, and I've fallen in love with the place. But there's so many amusement parks I have to visit. And these maps don't do it justice. they look really small. It looks like there's not a lot there. But this is huge. This isn't a midway with a sky ride. And there's buildings and coasters on either side, and it's a good walk before you hit the other ends of the park. But there's a lot going on. So this is great. So every year they've broken down, once they've got into the more modern age here, when they could reproduce the maps, they give you pictures of the maps. You've got advertisements that they've used, some of the rides that they debuted. These maps are stunning. I love the map of Walt Disney, the Disney Park Maps book. Oh, I said that wrong. This is great. This is like a combination of every Disney book that's ever been, all my favorite parts of it. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this stuff we need to keep going through. Otherwise, this video is never going to end. Wow, so you got the different areas. This is wonderful. Really, really wonderful. Cedar Point is a place that I urge Disney fans to visit. It's an incredible place. I think over 400 acres. Somebody will correct me. I know that happens on the internet. Over 400 acres. It doesn't seem like much. It is not really a theme park like the Magic Kingdom or Epcot. It is an amusement park and a thrill park. They have 17 roller coasters, 18 roller coasters. Can't remember off the top of my head. And that's why you visit. But you also need to visit because of the history. This place was open, 70 years before Disneyland opened? That should tell you guys something. All right, sorry. Camera glitched on me. That was weird. That hasn't happened in a long time. So as I say, you need to spend 3 or 4 days and really enjoy it. Disney World fans, it's a different world out there, and you need to experience something different if you can. So as we go through the book, finish up here, we're going up through the years with different maps. Oh, I folded that when I was moving it. Oh well, I'll have to fix it. Us librarians know special tricks to fix things like that. So it does take you all the way up to the current seasons. Oops. Oh, to be continued. I like that. So a very current map, that's that typical Cedar Point grid map that you see everywhere. To be continued. Looks at what's happening for the 2020 Season 151 book. Calendars, since they've been producing a calendar, that's nice. Source materials. Okay. I'm going to try. Okay, so more of the calendars. All right. So he's listed the source materials. So you've got online sources, videos, print sources, and an index. That is awesome. This book is massive. Really, really excited. All right, let me get that centered for everybody on the screen as best we can. Okay. So if you love Cedar Point, as I mentioned, grab this book now. If you love theme parks and amusement parks, definitely grab it. It is well worth it. The book is amazing. And, if you're a Disney fan and you want to try something different, like I keep saying, spread your wings. Try a different theme park or amusement park across the country. There's some amazing places out there. So yeah, buy this book if you have any interest in Cedar Point whatsoever. I highly recommend it. Thank you, Ken Miller, for writing this book, for putting it together. I know it was a work of love. I know a couple people that helped you with it. And just so excited. Signed it, 667 out of 1,000. Definitely love it. So grab your copy of Cedar Point Rolling Through the Years. And while you're here watching the video, leave me a comment. Let me know what's your favorite Cedar Point memory. Leave me a comment. Let me know. I would love to hear from you. I'm George Taylor from ImagiNERDing, and I hope to see you in the parks.